One of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons that I like starting early in the morning is because I get to encounter quite often wildlife. Oh, it could be anything. The singing of the early morning bird, the pre-dawn banter, if you will, songs of the birds, bears, coyotes, deer, all kinds of things, raccoons, badgers, porcupines, whatevers. Anyhow, that's just one of the reasons. Of course, it helps me get my miles in. Gives me more time. Example, yesterday, I left the hostel, so I was, an hour and a half later, starting the normal, because we had the pancake and eggs breakfast, which was lovely. Today, the alarm rings at 4:30. 5:30-ish, I'm on trail. I can hear like a raging river or waterfall in the distance, and I think to my left, down here, there is a waterfall on the map. We're not going to go to the waterfall. I think it's down a side trail maybe, but I mean, I've seen lots and lots of waterfalls so far on this hike. Like mountains. Well, more mountains than waterfalls for sure. Hey, good morning everybody. Jasper here. Welcome to April the 29th. Oh boy. I think there's 30 days in April, but if there isn't, do tell me below. I hate to lose track of the days of the month. Anyhow, I think it's 29th, and I think there's 30 days, which means today's Friday, Saturday the 30th, Sunday is going to be the 1st of May. Wow. Day 65 today on trail. As you know, yesterday we passed the 800-mile marker. Big marker. As we continue to push north. So again, welcome to day 65 on the northbound through hike attempt of the Appalachian Trail 2022. Well, no wildlife as of yet. Nice little camp spot last night, yeah? You guys saw that down by that creek river. Pretty quiet, peaceful. I did see one of the Ica come through, and that was, I don't know his trail name. If I don't know somebody's trail name, I just call them hiker. But I've seen him here and there more over the last couple of weeks, but saw him right at the beginning too, within the first few days of hiking this trail. Like over 2 months ago now, I saw him. So we'll call him trail name hiker. He's ahead of me, I think. Oh, he passed me and he said, oh, he had another couple of miles left in him, so he was going to do that, which of course is exactly the way it should be. We hike our own hikes. So I don't know where he is today or this morning, but he'll be in the general area. There's other hikers ahead of me. There's other hikers behind me. I didn't see Santiago pass by. He may be behind me, but you know what? He may be ahead of me. None of these things are important. What is important is just being out here. Just the adventure, the experience, the challenge. Memories of the Brown Mountain Creek community. Now down here it says, observe as you walk, be aware that history surrounds you, keep your eyes and mind open to explore the secrets held by the land. Now, I just finished, a couple of days ago, one of the guys, or a through hiker of last year's class, 2021, his channels, he has a YouTube channel. His trail name is Shaker, and his YouTube channel is called Shaker Hikes. And just a couple of days ago, I was looking one of his videos just to kind of see where he was around the same kind of time period as I am into my hike. Well, he was right along here because he showed that particular plaque, and at the end of this area, if you will, or this little section, there is another plaque for the people coming southbound, and he showed that. Quite interesting to see it again. And the part at the bottom, well, if you think about that, that's about any through hike. Oh, I just seen something running down the trail, something small, but I just don't know what it was. Oh gosh, tree roots. Now I'm paying attention to things down the trail rather than what's underfoot. That's one thing about the Appalachian Trail. 99% of the wildlife or things that there are to see off the trail, you don't see. Simply because most of the time, your eyes are looking directly down, right in front of you, where you're putting your feet. Because it's such a rugged trail most of the time. Anyhow, let's just keep going and see what kind of mysteries we see today. The climbs this morning, extremely difficult. Virginia is not flat. We've done about, I'd say about 3,000 feet of elevation gain. We just finished a 2,500 foot climb. I think we have a little bit of leveling off here, maybe a small descent. And then I believe we have another climb that's a big one too, maybe 2,000 feet. We have a total of somewhere around 56, about 5,800 feet today of elevation gain. Maybe a little bit more than that. Just depends on the distance you travel. Anyhow, definitely challenging. No doubt about it. For the hikers ahead of me, the burgundy pack ahead of me, I know that's a young lady, and then further ahead there's a guy in a grey top. You can maybe see the yellow stripe of his sleeping pad. He's a botanist. They must have stopped and had a break up here because they did pass me on the climb. Younger, faster, stronger. But they must have stopped and had a break. Speaking of breaks, water's a scarcity today. So I was thinking earlier of a coffee with my lunch, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I think I am getting hungry after all that climbing for sure. I'm thinking a spam sandwich on my whole wheat with my last mayonnaise pack, maybe in order for lunch today. I am feeling hungry. About a mile down here, there's an exit to a shelter, but the shelter is a long way down trail. It's another 0.6 on a side trail, so that'd be a 1.2 mile to go to that shelter and get the water there. Too far. At about 3.7 miles, there's another water source that's off a trail too, about 0.3 miles. So that would be a 0.6 mile round off trail just to get water. There is water at the end of the day, but that's still a long way away. So there's an outside chance of trail magic water somewhere, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, just a little bit of an update, and we shall keep going. Time for lunch break. Little early lunch break. I'm having a spam single with mayonnaise on whole wheat and some goldfish crackers, baked crackers, with a little electrolyte water. No coffee because I'm short on water. It's nice. Well, let me show you where I am. Take a little look at my lunch view right now. Is that a view? Or is that a view? Beautiful. Gray sky. Might rain later. I don't know. I hope not. We'll see. That mountain right there, we just came down that, but of course we had to go up the other side of it first. That was a doozy. The trail. The trees. No leaves up here. They're pretty high. Oh well. We'll talk to you soon. The water situation. Well, the first shelter we passed, I didn't want to get water from there to fill up my electrolyte bottle because it was a 0.6 mile off trail, 1.2 mile total just to get water. The next water source was 0.3 off trail, which would have been a 0.6 of a mile total off trail to fill up my electrolyte water bottle. But at the parking area just behind me, I spoke to a gentleman who's a day hiker. We were just chit-chatting. And didn't he say to me, hey, why don't I fill up your water bottle for you? I have got an extra gallon here. And he did. So that alleviated my day water for the rest of this day. Anyhow, I'm about, I don't know, now pushing about 12 miles in so far. Of a 16 to 18 mile-ish day. Not quite sure which yet. I do have to take a look at the app and see what it shows me on the map itself as far as I did last night briefly. Showed me a shelter somewhere around the 16 area. Showed me a tenting area, maybe around 16, 17 area. And I think both of those did have water supplies or water sources. So that looks to be the option. And if I'm approaching 12 now, then it's another, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7 miles maybe. In fact, you know what, I should check because the day is moving on. I think it's only around 1 o'clock, but I do need to know these things by this time of day, where I'm going to be camping, or more correctly, where I'm going to be getting my camp water from. After that, it's a matter of put your tent where you find a spot that you like, or tent at a shelter, whatever. It's going to get a little bit rocky here. Okay. A little bit of an update on what we were talking about there in camp. So I've done a little looking. I sat and had a KitKat bar and a little bit of planning. And at about 6.1 miles from where I am now, there is a shelter. The shelter boasts ample tenting spaces. That's good for me. And water. And if I go there, or aim for that, I should reach there, depending. Take a break. Yes, I'll have to. Around 5 o'clock-ish. 4:30, 5 o'clock-ish, which is fine. Perfect time. And my distance for the day would be 17.8 miles. Perfect distance. So, you know what? I think we kind of have a plan now. We have sufficient drinking water to get there, but there are a couple of other sources in between here and there now. You know, further down the trail if we need to top up some drinking water. So I think we're good. I think we are golden for today. And the sky clearing nicely right this minute. It's gray and blue. It's been gray for most of the day and threatening rain, but never really happened. Okay, so there's just kind of a little bit of a earlier afternoon update on what we're doing as far as a plan. And so yesterday would have been 17.6. Today will be 17.8 if we execute that plan to the Sealy shelter. And of course, if we originally, based on 15 miles a day over 5 days from Glasgow, gets a little confusing how I calculate it, but the last day Each day I do over 15 miles. Takes away miles I have to do on my entry day or day into town. So going from Glasgow to Waynesboro over, say, a 5-day period is 5 15-mile days. Well, each day I do more than that. Yesterday I did 2.6 over. Today I'll do 2.8 over. That's 5.2 over. So at this point, assuming the rest of the days are 15 miles, then my entry day would be 9.8 miles, not 15, because I did a little extra. As an example, my entry into Glasgow was 15, but when I actually arrived there, my entry into Glasgow was actually a 7.7 miles, because the other miles I'd done on the days approaching Glasgow. So there, now you know how that works. Maybe kind of sort of clear as mud, isn't it? It's okay. Going through just forest, minimal leaves up here, pretty high for sure, but a nice kind of basic forest. The spring has not sprung as vigorously yet, that's for sure, although there is a tree ahead of me with leaves more advanced than the others around. Few wildflowers, not much, and some of the greenery coming through the ground now. Some areas much more at lower elevations, of course, and some sparser at higher elevations. Okay, the day continues well.